This is the face of the Cubs manager realizing that this shit is really over with, gang. It's really, really over with. We got to talk about it. Craig Counsell was paid $40 million to come coach, manage, be basically the CEO of the Chicago Cubs, or at least or at least right below management, right below Jed Hoyer. You fired David Ross because you believed in this man that is on your screen right now, Craig Counsell. You believed that Craig Counsell was going to come in and make decisions that help the Chicago Cubs win. You helped him. You thought you were getting the best manager on the market and stealing him from your competitor that you have struggled to beat. Since Craig Counsell has left the Milwaukee Brewers to come and manage the Chicago Cubs, Chicago Cubs missed the postseason one season. They make the postseason the next year, but cough up a sizable lead over the Milwaukee Brewers due to incompetence, due to mistakes, due to all the issues and all the choices that Craig Counsell has made as the Chicago Cubs, manager. And yeah, I'm gonna take this picture down now. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. Not happy at all. Justin Turner started this game at first base for the Chicago Cubs. Started game 2 at second base for the Chicago Cubs. Matt Shaw has taken every AB at third base, outside of like 2. No Moises Ballesteros, no Kevin Alcantara. PCA can't buy a hit. Kyle Tucker is as lifeless as I've ever seen. The Chicago Cubs are fumbling. Chicago Cubs are spiraling. The Chicago Cubs don't know what's going on at the plate. Oh man, there's so many questions I have for Craig Counsell on what went into his decision making. Like, why is Michael Soroka on this NLDS squad? Why? What was your decision making that really made you? And really, the big one, the crux of the issue is Matthew Boyd should have been pitching tonight, not Monday night. He should have pitched. I'm sorry, not Saturday. Matthew Boyd should have pitched today on 5 days rest. Would I have made that big of a difference? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe the Brewers put some root on Chicago Cubs pitching, but you can't say that about Shota Imanaga, because I told y'all in the wild card series, I didn't even want Shota Imanaga to pitch. And I love Shota. You guys, for the people that watch this show consistently, you know I love Shota Imanaga. That's my guy. But he has looked downright awful for months now. Either awful or pedestrian. The Chicago Cubs paid Craig Counsell to come and to manage this team and to get them past the Brewers. But somehow we are still finding ourselves on the ass end looking up at the Brewers being the lead dog in the Central Division. I hope this haunts Craig Counsell. I hope this messes with Craig Counsell's psyche. I hope he gets zero iota of sleep tonight. because this is on Craig Counsell. This loss is on Craig Counsell. You have made some downright plumb stupid decisions. Definitely could have went Colin Ray in game 1. Or it could have went Javier Assad in game 1. And shout out to Steven. I think Steven messaged me and asked me that. He was like, what why would you not? What's the Cubs' issue with Javier Assad? I told him in return, I believe Javier Assad screws up with the Cubs because he doesn't have a strikeout pitch. He uses a lot of pitches to get outs. He does not have a strikeout pitch. And for what it's worth, like I said, he gives up a lot of base hits, which plays right into what the Brewers do. Except for tonight, when Shota Imanaga gave up 2 home runs, and then Daniel Palencia came in and gave up another 3-run home run. Craig Counsell was sitting there in the dugout looking like a complete fool, idiot, buffoon. He screwed this up, man. He screwed this up. He screwed this up for the Cubs. I have a problem with Chicago Cubs decision makers. They make it very, very hard to root for this team. Between them being cheap and sometimes, most times, incompetent, it's very, very difficult to get excited about this Cubs team. Now, granted, at all the teams in Chicago, they're the first ones to give you a winning season in some years. Kudos to that. They're clearly not the White Sox. They could be 10 times worse. Mismanaged, being threatened to be moved to Tennessee and all this other crap. They're not that. They ain't that bad. But God, we had such high expectations for this season. We literally thought that we would be vying for a World Series. Yet we are one game away from finding ourselves on the couch. Hand the ball over to Jameson Taillon in Chicago and pray to God he don't give up a bunch of home runs. Can the Cubs come back and win this series? Absolutely. Will I give Craig Counsell and will I give the Chicago Cubs props if they do? Absolutely. Do I think they're going to win this series? No. Just being completely honest with y'all. No. I mean, like I said, I think that the Chicago Cubs, they looked like they gave up. Kyle Tucker looks like he's done. Like he don't even want to fucking be here. Like he don't want to be here. Like he can't wait till this is over with. And maybe that's his personality. But I recall one podcaster telling y'all 3-4 months ago, like, Kyle Tucker don't look like he's like comfortable here. Like he don't look like he like it here. Like he really want to be here. Tonight at the plate, Kyle Tucker looked like he could care less. And for what it's worth, we didn't see much emotion out of PCA either. He looked like he was ready for the season to be done. It's bad when the players know it's over. Because that means the team don't have any more fight in them. Bunch of guys, buffoons, sitting over there in the dugout, biting their nails, chewing on chew or chewing on sunflower seeds. Getting their asses handed to them. Sad, man. It's sad. Craig Counsell was asked to go in depth into the game and his thought process behind the Chicago Cubs and their loss tonight and what his feelings are. And Craig Counsell's response? Yeah. You're not going to win a lot of games if you give up 2-3 run homers. That's a lot to overcome. No duh, Craig. No duh. Well, what do you say, guys? Wednesday, we'll be at it. 4 o'clock start time for the live stream. The Cubs versus Brewers, and what could potentially be the Chicago Cubs' last game of the season. Unfortunately, because it didn't have to be this way. And we'll go more in depth once the season is over on how the Chicago Cubs could have maneuvered past some of these pitfalls that they find themselves in. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? Freaking sorry.
Thank you for watching another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, the #1 spot for all Chicago Cubs content. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more Cubs content.